Happy New Year, everyone, and let me tell you why it's going to be a very happy year for Universus. I am filming this video on January 1st, 2024, and I believe that Universus is at a tipping point of experiencing exponential growth. Now, Universus has been a card game that's been around for well over a decade and has never really been more than a niche card game in the card game universe as a whole. But there's 10 fundamental reasons why I believe that this is all going to change and that Universus has the chance now to shock the card game world in 2024. Before I jump into these 10 reasons, let's make some bold predictions. I think that every US major regional will get 300 plus players. Now, just 2 years ago in 2021, Universus had its largest tournament ever in person where it got 300 players for nationals. And now I'm saying that every major regional level event is going to get that number of players. And we're only going to have 3 major regionals here this next year, Las Vegas, St. Louis, and Charlotte. And I think these are going to feel like huge events. And it's going to culminate in nationals reaching over 600 players. Now, nationals won't actually be this next year. It's going to be in January 2025. But I think I might be underestimating this. Like, you as a viewer might be laughing me out of the room right now, but I honestly believe that nationals might just reach 1,000 plus players. Let's jump into the 10 reasons why I believe this is the case. Number 1, challenger decks. Now, this is an idea that is so simple and so obvious that I'm shocked Universus wasn't doing it all the time before. But challenger decks are these 60 card ready to play decks, and we're going to get 8 of them released next year. The first 2 of which are going to be Cowboy Bebop and Trigun Stampede. And then in March, we're going to have Critical Role enter the game with their Vox Machina and Mighty 9 campaigns. I think that's like season 1 and season 2. I have not watched Critical Role yet. That is on my list of things to do, though. I already see that this is generating a lot of interest in social media and online for the Critical Role decks specifically, but I'm very, very excited for Cowboy Bebop, which is coming in just a few weeks. But in the past, Universus did starter decks, which were nice, but they were meant for starters, right? And so they were very, very simplistic. And we're still doing starter decks. They're now called Clash decks, and they're going to follow along the booster sets. But I love the idea of having these more veteran-focused, more complex challenger decks here, because this is fundamentally what we like to see as products. We want to buy a product, play the product. When I was a new player, I've only been playing Universus for about a year now, maybe a year and a half now. They had these products called DLC, which is where you could buy them and it came with 4 different characters, an ultra rare attack for each character, and like a foundation for each character. These products were really confusing to me. You buy them, you can't actually play them. Now you have to go buy the booster boxes. If you received it as like a Christmas gift and you had never played the game before, you couldn't just play the game with it. And that's what Challenger Decks solves. When we have products outside of the main booster set, it should be something that someone can buy, open up, and then play the game. I also love how these Challenger decks are exploring new universes. It gives UVS a way to bring in all sorts of new IPs that aren't just focused around the main booster set. And that's going to lead me to my number 2 reason why Universus will experience exponential growth in 2024. Sorry, stumbling over my words there. As exciting new IPs entering the game. For the last 3 years, Universus has focused simply on My Hero Academia, but that is all going to change. We have Yu Yu Hakusho booster set dropping in February, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun Stampede Challenger decks coming in January, the Critical Role Challenger decks coming in March, and then we have Godzilla Challenger deck coming in June. We've already had a Godzilla character released for the Godzilla -1 movie. By the way, incredible movie. Watched that in theaters, and it was like the experience of a lifetime. If you're going to go see Godzilla, you got to have somewhere with big sound and like a true theatrical experience. And then Attack on Titan booster sets in Q3 and Q4, My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan Challenger decks. And then we've been told this will be some sort of like sci-fi IP for the last Challenger deck of the year. And then I imagine in 2025, this continues with all sorts of new IPs. I don't think the game will continue to focus heavily on Attack on Titan, but giving Attack on Titan 2 booster sets in a row makes a lot of sense. It is a massive IP and you have to give it the attention it deserves. At number 3 is the rebrand of the website, the cards, and the Universus gaming network. All of this was done in the latter half of 2023. And I think that was really smart of them to do, to get ready for this explosive 2024, to do this rebrand while we're in this My Hero Academia only state of the game, so that hopefully we can keep these My Hero players. Again, we still have another My Hero set coming out, and we don't even know if that's the last My Hero set. There might be another one coming in 2025. But the new website looks a million times better than the last one did. It's a lot more clear as well. It's a lot more usable. The new cards, not everybody was a fan of the new templates in terms of usability, but say whatever you want about usability, just look at the cards. And then go and look at some old Universus cards, and go and look at some old, when it was called the Universal Fighting System cards, and just how much better these cards look. And what really proves this point is Yu Yu Hakusho coming in February, because the original Yu Yu Hakusho set 1 was in 2019. So go and look at some of those Yu Yu Hakusho 2019 cards, and then look at the ones that are going to be coming out in 2024. The new card template looks so much better art-wise. And I think it still maintains most of the functionality of the game. Okay, and then the new Universus Gaming Network. We just ran the Winter Clash on this new network, and it was a huge success. I really appreciated the team working with me to make it happen. Sorry about that. My voice is going out, but it looks a million times better than the last one. I don't think that can be denied. So this whole new rebrand to UVS Games, new website, card template, and gaming network is a big deal. And then number 4, we have a motivating, organized play schedule. We already know every single major date of competitive play for 2024. They've given us all of the major regionals dates and locations. They've given us all of the nationals dates and locations, and the world's date and location. This is incredible to be given all of this a year in advance. Everybody can book their travel and get ready for this. I know that I'm going to be trying to play at every single major regional. So if you're going to one, go ahead and join me. Not only this, but they're doing they've increased worlds to 64 players from 32. They've made these things called championship points, which rewards you for playing at a lot of local qualifiers, local championships, and all of these different regionals. And that's going to really push people to play in more events so that they can qualify for Worlds. I'm a huge fan of the organized play schedule. You can go and watch. I did a whole video when it first released. When it first released, there were a few things that I had some trepidations about. That's just natural with any sort of change. But as I've just sat on it for the last couple of weeks, I've kind of come around on almost every single change in organized play. Okay, number 5, strong player communication. This last year, we've had the consistent ban and errata updates at the first, I think the first Tuesday, or is it the first Wednesday of every month? But that's been really nice. You wouldn't believe it, but 2 years ago, it wasn't, a year and a half ago, it wasn't that way. Bans and erratas would just come out of nowhere, and it would really frustrate everybody. They've started this YouTube series called First Form, where they go over, major things that's happening with the game. It's led by Levi. He's been doing a great job with that. They've been giving us details about set releases like we've never gotten before. Like this is for the Challenger decks. They told us, hey, we're going to have this First Form video here, art reveals, set breakdown video. So, hey, guys, it's January 1st right now. On Wednesday, we're going to get this set breakdown video. It's going to be awesome. And then over the course of this next week, we're going to be getting preview season before it launches January 19th. I really appreciate that they published this schedule. The player communication has gone. We've already seen they gave us a product roadmap. They gave us an organized play roadmap. They've been giving us all sorts of design articles. I'm a huge fan of how they've been communicating with the player base. Number 6, booster boxes feel incredible to open. And this is really important because booster boxes are always going to be the core product of a card game. And there's been a lot of changes made recently that have made this feel incredible. Secret rares have gone from 2 to 6. Chrome rares have become a consistent reality. These are numbered cards 1 through 100. And when you open them, you know that you just opened like a $500+ card. The XRs have been looking incredible. There's been a character that's been placed in every single pack. And all of these changes have created cards that have held their value. Like Jetburn and Undaunted Raid, MHA sets 5 and 6 that have dropped in 2023, have both held their value really well. Number 7, incredible game design. I mean this both from an art standpoint and from a gameplay standpoint. like Undaunted Raid and Jetburn. Both of these booster sets and characters that have come out have pretty much dominated the metagames, and it's not been necessarily because of strength, it's been because of representation among the player base. It's just showing that players really want to play with the new characters. We just had the Winter Clash, and it felt like 70% of players were playing Jetburn characters. Not because they're just these cracked characters with all of this power creep, because I don't really think that's the case. I still think a lot of the set 1 characters are the best characters in the game. It's just that these characters are a lot of fun to play. And I think that the Critical Role characters that have already been shown off are a perfect example of the incredible game design we've been seeing. These characters look really, really fun and complex. They're not just stat-based characters. Like Not is doing this, like, pick up the top card of your discard pile, discard a random card from your hand. If it was the same card, it's getting momentum. Like, this is just really interesting and fun design. Also, just look at the art on these cards. They look incredible. Number 8, we have an increased local game store focus. UVS is recognizing that the local game store is the lifeblood of every successful card game, and they are tripling down on local game stores. While other card games might be selling more through online distribution, UVS is making Yu Yu Hakusho basically a local game store only product. And then they're also supporting limited play in local game stores. And the winners then get to play in this massive Wish tournament. They're also making local qualifiers and local championships. And these are going to help you qualify for major regionals. And they're also going to help you qualify for worlds. They're just tripling down on local game stores. I've got the logo for my local game store here, Stormcrow Games. If you're ever in Lubbock, Texas or Midland, Texas, go stop by Stormcrow. They're absolutely an incredible store, and we have a really passionate player base for Universus. Number 9, we also have consistent webcam tournaments. This is important for any card game that is growing, where not everybody might have a local game store to play at. And so we are getting 4 regional level events that are going to be webcam based. That is double the number of webcam events that we had in 2023, where we only had 2. They're spread out pretty consistently among the year, one every single quarter. They are also doing consistent Wednesday weekly webcam events, WWWs. These are then casted, and they have commentators who go over the plays. And it's just a lot of fun to watch, and it's a lot of fun to play in, and then especially when you get to be the stream match and go back and watch the caster's commentary on your match. But I love the consistent focus on webcam tournaments to go alongside the increased focus on the local game store. They go hand in hand. Okay, number 10, we have fewer mechanically unique promos. When I first started playing the game, we had Quark Pack promos, Plus Ultra promos, we had DLC promos, we had Provisional Showdown promos. I don't even have it shown here, but we also had Class Reunion promos. There were all sorts of different mechanically unique promos. It made it very frustrating to me because I just wanted to buy the booster box and find the cards, and I couldn't do that. Now we've eliminated almost all of these promos. The Quirk Packs are no more. The Provisional Showdowns are no more. Now they're only doing like alt art cards, which I think is much better. They've replaced these very confusing DLC products with simple challenger decks. And we still have the Plus Ultra promos, but this goes back to the increased focus on the local game store. The way you get these Plus Ultra is either by playing in the WWWs or by going to your local game store and playing locals. So of all the promos that I'm okay keeping, the Plus Ultra promos are definitely the ones that I'm okay with, but I love how we're getting rid of all of the others, really simplifying the product line. And a bonus, number 11, the meta is really healthy right now. There's over 120 different characters to play in Universus currently, and most of them are really, really competitive. I wouldn't be surprised if any of these 40 characters won a major event. It just wouldn't shock me at all. All of them can be built in really interesting different directions on different symbols. I think Universus is the ultimate game for someone who wants to express their skill through deck building, and it's the ultimate just skill expression game in game. I think 80% of the time the better player is winning, even if they're on a slightly worse deck or less meta deck. The meta's never been more healthy, especially with the banning of Capture Evildoers and Back Alley Haymaker. I think that right now is the most fun I've ever had playing this game, and the meta feels more wide open than it's ever felt in the past. Okay, I got one more bonus for you. Couldn't stop at 11. We got to make it a dozen, but it's the best community in gaming. When you join Universus, you join an amazing community. Everybody wants to see this game grow. We just put on a community-led event, the Winter Clash, and we had tons of community members coming together and donating prize support for the event, to where the pricing of the event ended up being like over $2,000 and like $4,000 in product. It was just incredible. And this was all just donated by community members because everybody wants to see the game grow. But it's more than that. When you come and join and you play in these webcam events, or you go to your local game store, everybody's going to be really nice and help teach you the game. At least that was my experience as a new player when I joined. I played in some like provisional level webcam events, and all of my rivals were really nice. They all walked me through things. And even though it was like a major tournament, I still felt really welcome and included. Also, the Discord, everybody is very friendly. A lot of the best players in the game are going to be readily available to talk with you and help you with your decks. There's a rules questions section to where anytime you're playing, go in there and ask a rule, ask a question about the rules. You'll typically get an answer within like 30 seconds. Like when my brother and I started playing, we would have the Discord open whenever we had a situation where we had a question, just type it in. 20 seconds later, we would get an answer. It was incredible. It's really the best community in gaming. You'll feel really, really welcome. And if you have the chance, come and join my Discord because anyway, we're just very welcoming and we will help you out. Okay, so those are the reasons why I think Universus is going to take off in 2024. I started with a rocket ship, and where is this rocket ship going? I think we're going to the moon. I think this card game is on the verge of some incredible growth, and I think it couldn't happen to a better card game. Universus is incredible in terms of mechanics. We have an incredible community. So if you are thinking about joining this game as a player, join right now, because the players who are playing since the start of 2024 are going to have a huge leg up on the newcomers in terms of championship points to qualify for Worlds. So if you want to join as a competitive player, right now is the best time to do it. If you want to join as a content creator, right now is the best time to do it. Be one of the first content creators before this game goes nuclear in 2024. All right, that is it for me. What do you think about this video? Do you think I'm too optimistic? Or do you think I'm even being too pessimistic and the growth could far outstrip this? Personally, I think I'm being just realistic. And I think that the game has positioned itself really well in 2024 to experience this growth. Everything feels really stable. We've had this solid communication. We have all of these products coming out. The rebrand looks a lot better. Anyway, I'm just rehashing all of my points again. But all of this is to say, I truly believe Universus will shock the card game world in 2024.